Good evening. I'm here today to talk to you guys a little bit about AI and its overusage of water. I want to start by talking about a case study from Cape Town, South Africa. In the years of 2015 and 2018, there was significant droughts that led for the town to go through a severe water crisis. They knew they had roughly 45 days until the 0 day when they would be completely run out of water. And they came together and found a common solution to fix the problem and were able to get through the drought and did not end up running out of water. So I think it kind of goes to show that, we may be faced with these issues, but we can come together and find a common solution. My name is Julian. I'm currently majoring in environmental science, and I intend to work in climate research once I graduate. You might be asking yourself, why is this relevant to me? Why do I care about how much water AI systems are using? Well, obviously, as human beings, we need to have clean, sufficient, available water for us to not only consume, but through using other products to live our lives. We have to have water, and personally, I would not like to run out of it. I'm going to go over 3 main points with you guys, starting with, as I stated before, AI computing systems are using far too much water. I'm also going to go over the effects of water shortages due to the overuse, and some alternatives to water cooling systems. As I said, AI systems are using too much water, but why? AI computing systems have to go through millions of points of data. To do so, they have to be very large, very powerful computers, and this put out a lot of heat for the amount of energy that they are producing. If the computing systems are not cooled down, they will overheat and not function properly, so they use water to run through the systems and cool them down. You might be wondering, how much water are we actually talking about? According to the United States Department of Energy, there's 4.2 to 6.6 billion cubic meters is what is expected to be used in the year 2027. That is 6 times more than the country of Denmark uses in 1 year. So why is this problematic? Well, as of right now, 2/3 of the world faces water shortages for at least 1 month out of the calendar year, according to UNICEF studies. AI's expansion and boom will exponentially use more and more water as systems begin to grow and have more and more. This can also lead to food shortages because we have to use water not only to grow crops, but also for animals that we use to feed. And by the year 2030, UNICEF predicts that 700 million people around the world will be displaced due to water scarcity. Seeing how much water AI computing systems use, you may be wondering, what are some real-world effects that we could see in the future? According to the United Nations Water Division, efficient water management is central to building resilient ecosystems and reducing our carbon emissions. The overuse can hinder the ability to use water where it is needed outside of human consumption. So if it's for other computing systems around the world, or again for food. Water shortages don't just mean that all of our water reservoirs have dried up. The issues that come to mind, or that are really on the forefront of it, is that we lack clean water. It's not necessarily that it's a barren land, there's no water, but we don't have clean water that we can actually use for human consumption and other purposes. According to Sarah Hupp, overuse of water leads to less clean water, obviously, for humans to consume. In turn, this leads to more waterborne diseases spreading. For example, Flint, Michigan, where they had lead infesting their water, we still see the effects on the people that were affected today. And we could see a lot more cases like Flint if we don't get this issue under control. According to the Groundwater Foundation, as a result of the water table continuing to lower, we can also expect the cost of water to go up. The lower the water table is, the more energy and work it takes to get water pumped out from it, therefore higher prices for our water. With the challenges we discussed due to the overuse of water in mind, what other alternatives are there to minimize the use and the amount of water that we are using to power these AI systems? So there's really 3 ones that I want to go over. The first being direct air cooling. So these direct air cooling systems, what they do is we would move the computer banks up north or down south, somewhere where it's an Arctic climate. That way we can take air and funnel it, that cold air, and funnel it through the computer systems, that way mitigating the need for any water at all to cool them down. The second would be refrigerants. According to Planet Tracker, refrigerants have a lower boiling point and they also absorb more heat energy per unit volume. So say I had 5 basic units of water compared to 2 basic units of a refrigerant, they would do the exact same amount of work, but I'm using less of the refrigerant. And last but not least, government mandates on all systems to be withdrawal-based as opposed to consumption-based. Probably wondering what the heck is withdrawal-based or consumption-based. Withdrawal-based systems are used by recycling the water that they're pumping through. So they pump the water through, it evaporates into steam, and then it will condensate and then go back through the system. Whereas consumption-based allow that evaporated water to exit the system and have to keep pumping more water in, which obviously is reckless and wasteful. The only way to prevent climate change from pushing humanity to extinction is by finding new, innovative ways to do things. Without progressive thinking and research, we are all doomed to destroy the planet we all call home. AI is a fantastic and beneficial advancement in technology that we can use to benefit the world, but it is not without its flaws. The water use of AI is not sustainable at the current rate that we are using it, and we must find a way to mitigate or completely rid ourselves of that issue. We as a human race will face challenges such as less clean water, more common droughts, and more waterborne diseases if we do not find a proper alternative. Whether we make computer banks in colder climates or take advantage of refrigerants, we must find a sustainable way to operate this exponentially growing field that is artificial intelligence.